Hello and welcome to part 3 of my terrains tutorial. And in this tutorial I will teach you how to make a sky, introducing some new commands. So in the last tutorial you saw how to make a height map, and that was based, height maps are completely based on elevation. So you can try to make one if you have Adobe Photoshop or any other painting device that actually can set a resolution, a square resolution. So it's some kind of number by the same amount a number. So you know what a square is. So yeah. So here, as you can see, I've just created our plane again, and I just put a grass texture. It won't take too much to actually make. So revert your code back to this. Just do that, and right now, if I run this program, just press F5. Here we just have our plain terrain and our black sky. So, not terrain, I should say plain. So, yeah, that's pretty boring, I guess. So now I'm just going to teach you how to make a sky. And before I do anything, I want to show you my source file that I already have in the Project 12 folder, how it looks like, what I'm going to be using here. And that source file is apparently made by me, and here it is. It's sky. I'll just use sky. Alright, sky, and here we have our image. It's just in Photoshop, use the brush tool and make some brush strokes, blur it out a bit on the edges, make it darker, and that's it. That's all you need. So, yeah. Actually, I think that was made by one of my friends. That just shows how I'm not really a talented graphics artist. So, yeah. So, now let's just come back here, and how we will make our sky is we will make a sphere, this giant sphere, and then we will flip that outside texture that we will apply to it, the sky texture, inside, using a flip mesh command, which I'll just demonstrate in a couple of seconds. 1 sec, and there we go. We'll just use this, call it sky, equals sphere, and in here, in the brackets of our sphere, we will just make a really round sphere, 50 segmented sphere. And here we will just position entity sky, and we will position it 50 degrees on the y-axis, and that's because we'll make it giant. Watch, scale entity sky, comma 100, comma 100, comma 100. So 100 times its original size. We're obviously going to have to lift it a bit. So yeah. Once you've done that, we will obviously need our sky underscore texture. Oh, just sky underscore text equals load texture. And we will load our sky.jpg texture, or any texture that you make. So let's go down here and let's apply that texture entity. Sorry. Caps lock off, entity texture, sky, comma, sky underscore text, and we need to make an entity fx command for our sky, comma 1. I'll explain what these are in a sec. And here we just need to put flip mesh sky. So as I'm assuming you probably understand the scale entity commands, position commands, create a texture command, and assign the texture to our sky sphere. So the flip mesh command here, it just flips that outside mesh inside. So now we have our sky that we can see from inside because we're positioned inside the sphere since the sphere is so large, and we can now see it. And the entity effects sky, comma 1 is a light range. It just makes it brighter inside. 1 means the inside of the sphere is full of light so we can actually see it. And now, if we run our program, hit 5, function sphere not bound. Oh, sorry, create sphere. Sorry about that. Create sphere 50, F5, and now we have our little, no, not little sky, but it's really nice here. And actually, if we move out of this sky sphere, we can actually see that it's just a plain sphere. Now, you would not want this to happen if you were actually making a professional game, because that's a sign of not very professional graphics. Since if you don't have a collision set up, I would set up a collision between them so that you could not move out of the sky, or I would just make the sky really big, but don't make it too big. It could overload the buffer, which is not good either. That means your game would be lagging a lot. So yeah, if we just added some music here, it would be great. And that was the end of my terrain tutorials. So thanks for watching, guys. Oh yeah, wait, and if you have some kind of texture that does not fit, you would use the fit mesh command. Now fit mesh, sorry, sky, you would fit a texture like sky, no, sorry, if you had a texture like a professional texture like a cube, then you would fit the texture first, you position the mesh, the mesh, which is basically an object. If you had to come a professional texture like ship, then first you would specify 0, 0, 0 would be its position, and then its width, its height, and its depth. I just wrote 0, 0, 0, 0 to demonstrate those properties. So that's just a fit mesh command. Sorry, I don't have enough time to do an example here. Well, you should try it on yourself to try to fit a mesh and just position a mesh that way you want it to. I don't think you might be using it, but if you really need some help with that, you can just leave a comment below and I'll help you with that. But for now, I don't think you need to know it too much. And in the next couple of tutorials, I'll go through ways of moving your camera, parenting. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you. And doing stuff like that, and mouse camera controls to move your camera with your mouse. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I guess you should wait for my next tutorials to see something. So thanks for watching, and see ya.